Hello,
I was
everyone.
talking to that.
I know it's always a bop. Hello,
But anyways,
everyone.
good
We're
night
back.
and hello.
Yes, we are back once again for the next episode of A Conversation with Kely. As always, I am here with my loving, beautiful co-host Allie. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I had a pretty chill day. I went for a walk and I took a shower, but other than that, I just kind of chilled and like watched stuff with you and stuff. And yeah, nothing too crazy today.
Yeah, nothing too crazy for me either. I didn't do anything like overly insane. I took a little walk, watched some stuff with you, so that was fun. The thing is echoing now because I'm trying to fix it on Facebook. But anyway, overall, pretty good day, I would say. Nothing too crazy going on. However, let's talk about what we are here to talk about today. We are here to discuss the third episode of Stars on Mars. Season 1, possibly. I don't know if this is going to get a season 2, but we'll see. This is episode 3. Allie, what did you think of this episode overall?
I definitely thought this was a good episode. Like we definitely got more of like somebody that I was like hoping to, because like she hasn't really been like she didn't really get a lot of airtime the last couple, so I'm just very happy that this one person got more airtime.
Yeah, I was very pleased with this episode as well. And I will say, with the way this ends, I feel like this is going to be like, honestly, like really cracked in the next couple of weeks with the way this is wrapping up. Like these people are not holding back. They are playing so hard. And like, I've said it last week and I'll say it again. Like, this is what we wanted in Celebrity Big Brother. Like, this is the kind of season that we want to see more of. Like, just celebrities that are just here to play the game. And these people are very much here to play. And I thought this was a very, very interesting episode. And I'm very excited to see, like, where we're headed moving forward. So,
definitely.
We start off here with Adam, and he talks about how they've all been in the hab for a while. And for some of them, it may feel like cabin fever. Porsha's joking with everyone about hearing her dog back home because she's just
my God.
I thought one of the funniest parts of this episode is like you can tell that everyone's just like so they're already really just affected by like being in space. It's like warping with their head, and I thought this was like kind of a funny moment. So Richard then talks about how hard it is being away from his family and kids, and that he is very much experiencing space madness, which should have been a dead giveaway at something that happens a little bit later on. But that's kind of Richard's story in this episode, is that he misses his kids. Lance says that the long game is brutal and that the downside is torture, and you can very much see that from all of them. This was really random to me. Ronda gets a chance to see a video from like her husband and daughter, like wishing her luck. Are they allowed to like use their phones? Like, I was very confused at this. Like, how did she?
Yeah, I was confused too. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, that's very interesting to know.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, did they take away their phones? Did they have their phones on them? Because, like, I know it's a simulation, so it's like maybe they couldn't take it away just because of, like, how it's designed. But, like,
maybe that could be.
Considering most reality shows, they don't want you to have your phones, so you're now, like, communicating with people, that they took it away. So I don't know if she won something that we missed, but, like, I was just very confused by this. Like, how do we get here?
Yeah, for sure.
Early on in the game, there's still 10 people. Like, I was just very confused. So anyway, the alarm blares and the AI tells them that Mission Control heard that they were feeling blue. So they now have a new friend, and they're given an emotional support dog that they will each take turns taking care of. And I thought this was hilarious.
I thought it was so funny.
This actual robo dog that like they have to take care of, like it's a real dog. I thought this was a really funny thing for them to do.
Oh, I think it's super funny.
Yeah, so Porsha decides to name the dog Marisha, but notices that the robo-dog is chasing her. So she wants no part of this. She's trying to get as far away from that dog as possible. So Tinashe and Lance are then told that it's time for them both to walk the dog, and they go to walk Marisha, and we really get to who the star of this episode is, which is Tinashe. This was very much her episode, I felt like. The past 2 episodes, I've said, like, I feel like they've done a good job of slowly showcasing everyone except for Tinashe. I wanted to see more of her. I feel like this like really made up for it. So this was a really strong episode for her. because she asked him who should be the next base commander, and he says that he doesn't want to because he likes being outside and finds the concept of reading directions boring, which I would have been like, let's just give it to Lance because he doesn't want it. I thought that would be funny. But she says that it's important because they're not able to successfully complete these missions, and he agrees that they haven't really found the right commander yet, and she brings up that she still wants the honor, and he tells her to not vote him out, and she says if she's base commander, she'll do whatever it takes to make sure that he thrives. And then he also says to promise to follow him on Instagram, which
that was so funny.
She actually like sees to that in the postseason. That'll be fun to like keep track of. But Tinashe says being underestimated has been a theme throughout her life, of feeling like the underdog with people writing her off very easily. She's a competitive person and didn't sign up for this any reason than to win. So she will be putting her hand up the next time base commander comes up. And I really like this arc for Tinashe, of her being somebody that they see the potential in, but they're just not really taking it as seriously. And I like that here, like, she's already like, no, I'm going to break out of my shell. I'm going to make sure that people like choose me. I think it's like, it's a really good story for her.
Oh, definitely. Like, I definitely relate to her saying the underestimated part.
Oh yeah.
But like, yeah, this is like such a good arc for her. And like, definitely like, and this is the start of her getting more airtime.
Yes. Speaking of underestimated, Tom, I think is very much the underdog of this season,
yes,
with how he's going. He talks to Adam and Natasha about eating loud, and he puts Tabasco sauce on what I think was celery. This is a very interesting scene. You have Adam being like, is your ass gonna be okay? Like, I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
right,
safe thing to do, but listen, they're in space, they'll take what they can get. If you have to put Tabasco sauce on celery, put your fucking Tabasco sauce on celery. Like, there's this was very interesting. But Lance and Tinashe come back from outside. They go through the decontamination process. And Lance says that he wants to make sure that she is here until the very end with how competitive, ambitious, and likable that she is. So possible final two, it seems. He wants to take her to the end, so I'd be here for it.
That'd be cool.
Definitely.
I'm here for it.
So Tinashe talks to Adam, and she says that the last two missions, their biggest issue as a group was communication. And she had the ideas and the leadership, but when it comes to actually getting people to listen to her, she wonders if people can actually hear her. So Adam says that, and this is where we really start to get to, I think, the spicy stuff. I think in this, we really get to see in the scene, there is definitely a group that is forming in this house. You can tell there's very much a group that is forming. And so Adam says that he can see a level of competitiveness in her and thinks she could be a really good base commander, but she can be a little soft-spoken, and they all need a stronger voice that will cut through the chaos. And he thinks Ariel could do that. I love that he's like, yeah, Ariel's better for this. So he thinks she's a great leader and a direct communicator and will give people what they want. So he talks to her about it, and she's just like, yeah, sure. I thought that was like really funny. He didn't even need to convince her. She's just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
It's so funny.
So she says that she was voted as the first commander, which I forgot about this. Yeah, people almost did choose her as the first commander, and she said that she didn't allow herself to do that. She gave it away and now needs to have the confidence in herself to do what she can do. So they receive an incoming message in which they are told it's time to choose a new base commander, and we will and Allie's going to talk about what happens from there.
All right. Tinashe starts off saying they all know she wants to take the opportunity to show some leadership and be base commander. And Tom's asks what she would do to make sure he's not in the bottom three. And she says she would make sure his skills are utilized in the correct way, which she thinks is the biggest thing they should all be focusing on.
Yeah, and I mean, she's definitely right, because I think the problem with the last mission was that there were people that were doing things that they should not have been doing, especially.
Yeah, for sure. Adam says he does want to be the base commander, but he thinks Ariel would be a great fit, with which Tinashe agrees.
And I thought that's what this was leading to. We were going to get Ariel being base commander, which I would have been here for as well. Like, I love Ariel, don't get me wrong. I was just kind of here for, like, Tinashe being the star of this episode.
Yeah. That would, like, either one, like, would have been iconic. But
oh, yeah.
Porsha thinks she is a great communicator who has a voice you can hear miles or galaxies away.
Porsha's so funny. Like, she just cracks me up.
She is.
All of her confessionals.
Oh, she just gives like that main character energy.
Oh, she very much does. I love her so much.
Ariel tries to once again forfeit this position, saying she is not great at public speaking and doesn't like being mean, so she's not great at advocating for herself.
Yeah, which I thought was really funny, where they're like, "You're an actress," and she's like, "I know, I'm just not good at the public speaking part."
Mood. Marshawn is given all the votes and announces Tinashe as the next base commander.
Which I was like very thrown off by. I really thought it was leading to Ariel being the base commander, but Tinashe gets it instead.
I mean, I'm here for it. Ariel says she definitely wanted to be base commander, but whatever is best for the team, so she'll wait until whenever is right. They all let her know she'll get there eventually.
I was so confused. Like, she literally forfeited the title. Why was she upset she didn't get it?
I don't know. Like, maybe she wanted it, but she was also nervous.
I guess. I mean, if that's gonna, like, I will say, I think that's a pretty good, like, story for her this season. Like, her kind of, like, stepping out of her comfort zone and, like, finally taking on that position. Because I feel like, based on how this episode goes, like, she is much better, like, as either a base commander or the mission specialist than she is, like, actually, like, out there doing the physical stuff. She's not as great as that. So I feel like we're going to see her kind of, like, struggle to, like, come out of her shell. And if that's the case, great. I was just really confused because, like, it seemed like she didn't want it, and then she was upset she didn't. So I feel like there's something we missed. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish there was, like, some secret scenes or something.
Yeah, give us the secret scenes, Fox. What's the code we have to get in order to get the secret scenes? Come on.
Tinashe is told she has access to the base commander suite, which Marshawn says he still will not be giving up, which Porsha fights him on. Oh, that was so funny.
Marshawn is so stubborn.
He's so funny.
He really is.
Tinashe asks how he feels about moving out, which he does begrudgingly give it to her as a way to assert dominance.
I love that she was just able to get him to do it. Like, he's just like, fine, I'll leave.
Oh, that was so funny. I loved it.
Like, but honestly, like, kudos to Tinashe, because it seemed like he was never going to give up the room. And then she's just like, so you'll give it up, right? And then he's like, fine.
They are all shocked she was able to convince him so easily to give it up.
Yeah, Tinashe I was like, oh my God.
Right? Tinashe then gives everyone their duties for the day. Tom, Ariel, and Adam will be on cleaning duty, while Ronda and Natasha will harvest some vegetables. Marshawn and Richard will also start the day with a workout.
Yes.
They then all work out, and Richard talks about how great of a teammate Ronda is and how great their friendship has developed.
Yes.
Natasha says she's feeling...
honestly plays a much bigger role than I recognized at this point.
Yeah. Natasha says she is feeling a bit useless around the Olympians and professional athletes because they're way beyond where the rest of them are.
Yeah, Natasha's another one where I feel like she's really kind of struggling at, like, the physical stuff, and I feel like that's going to be, like, her main hang-up in the game. And so I'm wondering, is she going to become better physically, or is that going to be the thing that gets her out? Because it seems like she's, like, really struggling with that stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Tom says he is feeling like he's cracking a bit and having been at the bottom 2 times in a row, and he's getting to old man territory and he wants to be mission critical.
Yeah, I felt bad for Tom here. I really did. I was like...
I did too. I actually like Tom.
Oh, I do too. He's a lot of fun to watch so far.
He's funny. Adam and Ariel bond over a love of cleaning.
Which I'm sure you can relate to.
I mean, cleaning is pretty satisfying. Oops, I accidentally oh shit, I accidentally exited out of the notes.
Oh, wow. Great job. Well,
give me like a second.
We know Allie should not be the base commander anytime soon.
Well, I mean, hey, I could be good at it.
Not if you exit out of the notes. It's like William Shatner just gives you the play-by-play, like, oops, sorry, I threw it away.
Okay, it's open again. All right. Natasha and Ronda are tending to the garden, and Ronda talks about how much the garden is keeping her sane within Mars, giving her a sense of home and deviating away from processed food and freezing dried ice cream. So Natasha also finds her fascinating and thinks she has such a big heart and isn't nearly as vindictive and mean as others have warned her she was.
See, like, this is what I like. I like seeing...
That was a nice moment. It was really wholesome.
I like seeing these interactions where, like, Natasha comes in thinking Ronda's going to be, like, this, like, big personality, and she's going to be, like, really just like demanding and vindictive, but like she actually is like really like soft, and she has this like really big heart, and she just likes to like tend to vegetables. Like, I don't know. I like stuff like that. Like, you're seeing her kind of get to know Ronda a little bit more. It's a potential duo, I think, to watch out for.
I think so too. That'd be kind of iconic. Like, they can be like this dark horse duo.
Yeah, Ronda's definitely not playing how I thought she would play, and I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah, same. Porsha asks Marshawn if he knows where his room is now, and he asks her why she's coming over here out of all the space, and she says this isn't his room, and she doesn't want to keep letting him use it, and he jokingly chases her out. That was hilarious.
He's just lounging on the couch, and he's like, "Why are you coming in here?"
Oh, that was so funny.
He's so good. Again, Marshawn is just like made for this stuff.
Him and Porsha are just like main character energy.
Yeah, like we had the Lance and Marshawn rivalry for a bit. Now we're getting a Porsha and Marshawn rivalry, and I'm here for that as well.
Like, I don't think anyone even like dislikes him. They're just like they just like to fuck with him.
No.
They just like know he's just like very funny.
He's very stubborn is the word to use.
Yeah, that too. Ariel talks to Ronda about her starting acting when she was 4 and not really getting to decide anything and how to experience it. She was so scared leaning into this, not knowing any of them personally, but they're bonding.
Yeah, I thought this was another really good moment. We get to know a little more about Ariel Winter.
Yeah, it was like amazing. Tinashe feels you need a strong sense of self to operate in the entertainment industry as a woman, which she relates to, which was like really wholesome.
Yeah, so then we get into the emergency side of the episode, and I will say right now, easily the best emergency to date. I think out of the ones that we've had, I've complained before that it's kind of been hard to tell what's going on. I don't feel like that was the case this time around. I thought they did a better job of giving us a sense of like, what is the mission here? What are we doing? So while they're sleeping, there's a sudden electrical surge in the garden, which causes a fire. And so they all leave the hab and notices an explosion, which compromises the pressure. They're told the fire has been neutralized and all life support have been operational. Ronda's just really hoping the vegetables are okay. I felt so bad for Ronda here. She became so attached, and then the whole thing's just like destroyed. And
that was so sad.
I love this line. Porsha maybe has the funniest line in the episode here where she says it's going to be the last time they ever eat salad.
Oh, that was so funny.
I thought it was so good.
I like pretty much all these people. They're all so entertaining.
Porsha's giving us all the one-liners, and I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah.
So they then receive a message from Shatner, who tells them as an explosion in the biodome has destroyed their food supply in a fiery inferno, they're going to need to repair the biodome and prepare their crops before it's too late, because if they run out of food, they may or may not have to eat each other. So Tinashe has all the details, and we obviously don't want them to go full yellow jackets here. So
no, they're not cannibals.
Details and will determine who is and isn't mission critical. This mission will test their survival skills and, of course, earn them a mission patch as usual. And Tinashe then names Ariel as the mission specialist, which I thought made the most sense. She was in the running to be the base commander. She has like a great voice for it. And also knowing that she really likes to boss people around. So for those in the mission, they're going to have 3 phases. And this
honestly, I can see Ariel winning.
I can too, especially based on this episode. Actually, I don't know based on how this episode ends. We'll get to that. But
yeah, that's true.
They first will have to assign a ladder crew to carry out repairs. And once the hole is sealed and the pressure test is successful, it's safe to re-enter the biodome and initiate the second phase, which is going to involve replanting all of the crops. Porsha is then going to be climbing the ladders, as well as Lance and Marshawn will be holding it. Richard will have to hold Porsha's. They're then told that if they fail to complete this mission within 25 minutes, the soil will be useless due to overexposure to radiation, and the plants will not regrow, and their time starts now. So Marshawn, Porsha, Richard, and Lance head out. They start phase 1. I was so confused by the random rap song that was playing here.
My God, that was so funny.
They're just like bopping to the music. Like, where is that coming? Like, I was just so confused by that. So
I know.
From the start, it seems like at first this is not going to go well. They're like bickering constantly. There's like a real lack of communication going on. But I will say Ariel and Tinashe do a really good job of like really just cluing them in, and they're able to successfully seal the biodome. So phase 2 goes down. Ronda and Tom then go over to the biodome, devastated about how her hard work has really gone to waste. Tom really wants to prove himself here to everyone in this mission, despite it only requiring him to literally just shovel shit. I love how like determined he is here. He's like, even if it's me shoveling shit, I'm gonna prove it to everybody. I'm gonna do well in this mission. And I was like, hell yeah, Tom. Like, I'm very much here for proving everybody wrong. So they, alongside Adam and Natasha, end up successfully reinstating the biodome. Although I will say, Natasha does not do much here. She is very grossed out by what's happening, and she kind of just like sits on the sidelines. So I was kind of worried Natasha was going to go here. I'm not going to lie, just because like she was not contributing a lot in this episode, in this specific mission. So what did you think of like this mission overall?
Oh, I thought it was very entertaining. It was definitely like the best one for sure. Because like I thought everyone actually did a decent job for sure. So it was just a super entertaining one.
Yeah, the fact that they succeeded, I think definitely helped. But also the fact that, again, we could actually tell like what was going on. I think that also like really helped. Because like the other ones, it's been like, what's happening here? So I thought they did a better job of giving us a sense of like what's happening in this mission. So They complete the mission, and Tinashe says that it's never easy to send someone home, especially when every single person has contributed something that seems pretty essential to the mission. So before deciding who to extract, Ariel and Tinashe debrief a bit, and this is where we get to see Ariel's more strategic side, that Ariel says that Adam wasn't afraid of anything today and that he had a really great attitude. Tinashe says the only person unnecessary in this mission were Marshawn and Richard. And Ariel says while they all love him, they haven't seen much aside from physicality. And Tinashe admits that even when Marshawn does contribute, he does it begrudgingly and half-heartedly, which she's really not wrong about. I mean, every time Marshawn is told to do something, he's like, fine, I'll do it. Like, he just doesn't really seem like he wants to. And I feel like that's definitely, unfortunately, and I hate to say it because I fucking love Marshawn so much. I want him to get the win selfishly, but I do not think Marshawn Lynch is winning this game. Like, I
don't think so either.
I just don't think. I think people.
I could see him coming close, but not like the finale.
See, I don't know. I really don't know, because especially with like his pitch in this episode, I just don't know if he's cut out for this. I really don't.
Yeah.
So Richard says that basically this mission was testing the skill of being a survivalist, and he doesn't know a ton about being a survivalist, but were able to complete it. So the people who are mission critical are Ronda, Porsha, Adam, Lance, and Tom, all of whom receive patches, meaning the bottom three are then Marsha, Richard, and Natasha.
Marsha.
What?
It's called him Marsha.
Did I say Marsha? Marshawn, Richard, and Natasha. There we go.
Marsha.
Yeah, him and Natasha.
Marsha, Rochelle, and Nick. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to joke and say that's him and Natasha's ship name. But Natasha thinks that it's fair being in the bottom three, as this isn't a realm that she can shine in. So Ronda says that Richard and Marshawn have kept her sanity so far, and so she doesn't know if she could do without them. So you can really see, like, I feel like this is the first extraction that's like really having an impact on somebody. Like Ronda's really like losing somebody here. So Natasha makes a plea that I thought was really like wholesome. Yeah, Natasha gives, I think, easily the best plea out of all of them, saying that she doesn't eat that much and she puts her hands in shit and she feels like she can contribute in new ways she hasn't quite been allowed to yet. So I thought this was a really good pitch from her. She explained that, like, listen, this isn't for me, but like, I think another mission will be for me. I just need to be in a different position. I thought this was a good way for her to like show that like she's still valuable to like the team overall. So Adam thinks when working with her today that she had great energy and always knew where she was. Marshawn makes a really bad plea here. He just says like, hey, I held the ladder and I held it better than no one else ever could. And I'm like,
that's not a very good plea.
It's really bad. It's really bad. I really thought Marshawn was like kind of fucked here. So Ariel makes the point here to once again kind of like point out that he's really just not great. He's done the least, which Tinashe agrees that he goes quiet when being asked questions, and he doesn't put the same level of effort as everyone else. Richard then does something that I thought was really unexpected. I did not think anything was really leading to this, but he basically asked voted out. He says that the both of them are more valuable and that he's done his part. What did you think of this? Like, I was very confused, like, how we got here.
I was very confused, but maybe he just realized it's, like, not his game, maybe, and maybe it was just too stressful, and, like, maybe he just missed his family.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, he's probably just, like, he doesn't, like, maybe he just doesn't like being away from his family too long and that stuff.
Yeah, because he does mention earlier in the episode that, like, he really misses his wife, he really misses his kids. So, like, you know, it could have just been one of those things where, like, it was just kind of hard for him. But I just didn't think we were going in that direction.
He probably just couldn't adapt.
Yeah, I was just very confused by the edit because they focused so much on, like, him and, like, Ronda's, like, friendship that I really thought that, like, he wasn't going to end up going. If anything, I thought Marshawn was going to go in this episode just based on, you know, what Ariel and Tinashe were saying. But basically, Porsha immediately tries to advocate for him here. She says that if they could help him boost his morale and being here, he would still be a huge help. Really kind of showing, like, where her loyalties are. Like, she's very much in, like, Marshawn and Richard's corner, and I think that's definitely something to watch out for. So
I know, right?
Tinashe feels that this is getting harder to choose by the minute. Natasha is then chosen as the next mission critical member, leaving Marshawn and Richard vulnerable, and ultimately it is decided that Marshawn will be staying, meaning Richard is the next person voted out. And Ronda is quite despondent about this. She really is just very hurt by what happened. And Ariel says that she totally understands where she's coming from when there's people in the house she can't continue without. But with Richard voting himself out, that he had to be the one to leave. I feel like this makes sense. I have been in scenarios before where somebody wants to leave. And I will just say right up front, like, when somebody wants to leave and you keep them in the game, they're never able to, like, really get a chance to, like, kind of cycle back and get back in the movie because they're already, like, so checked out. So I do think it makes the most sense. Like, if somebody wants to leave, you let them leave. Like, I feel like that just makes the most sense overall.
I think so too.
So while leaving, Richard says, honestly, a really good story here. He says he feels like he basically accomplished everything that he wanted, and he didn't expect to make the friendships he was able to make. But the hardest part about Mars is not being able to see his kids. So he goes off, and he's going to be reunited with his family now. So with 9 left, this is where we get to the really interesting part. The mood is a lot more tense after this. Tinashe is becoming a much more social game. They're all settling to think differently about everything. And we see Ariel kind of in hot water here. She's really trying to plead her case to Porsha for why Marshawn could have gone. And Porsha does not seem pleased about this, like, at all.
No.
Like, really trying to say, like, listen, I just thought Marshawn just wasn't contributing enough. And it does not seem like Porsha's going to take very kindly to this. So I feel like if Porsha somehow ends up as base commander, Ariel's fucked. I
think so too.
That's gonna happen. So
that's not, like, Ariel should have just, like, stayed calm and just kept that to herself.
Yeah, I think she didn't need to say much there.
Like, she kind of, like, ruined her own game, I think.
Yeah, because she says she knows social is important, but for where they are, Mars, in her mind, it's all about the mission. And I think that's honestly going to be Ariel's downfall. She isn't focusing on.
I mean, I don't think she's going to go yet, but but maybe soon. I can see.
I can very much see a scenario where it's like the entire house versus her and Tinashe. I can very much see that based on how
I can see that.
That
would suck because, like, honestly, I like an Ariel and Tinashe duo.
Oh, I do too. But she talks to Tinashe and says that she didn't know that alliances were forming that hard. And Ariel says it's unfortunate because it's not what the game was made for, but they both have to be careful because they will be next. And honestly, I do kind of feel like this is Ariel's fault. Like, you shouldn't think that there aren't going to be alliances in this kind of game. There's always going to be someone that's working together. And I don't think it's too surprising that Porsha, like, had a reaction to this. Like, she was working with Marshawn and Richard. I think what she should have said was, listen, Richard wanted to go, and not try to advocate for why she wanted Marshawn to go. Because obviously, you know, Richard just left. Marshawn's still in the house. I really just don't think this was great for Ariel. So I think we're in for a very spicy next episode.
Oh, I'm so excited for the next one because, like, based on the, like, preview, I cannot wait.
Yeah, and it seems
like the show is going to get really spicy.
Yeah, it seemed like from the trailer, I think Porsha is the next base commander, and Ariel is the mission specialist. So I can definitely see Porsha trying to fuck things up just based on what happened here.
Trying to like get her out or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like there's definitely sides that are forming. The only thing I will say is I don't think they did a good enough job in this episode of kind of showing like where those sides are. Like, where does somebody like a Tom fit into that? Where does Adam fit in? Because it seemed like Adam was on Ariel's side and maybe he's not anymore. So I'm not really sure where they're going to go. Ronda's like very much not on Ariel's side after this. I feel like it's like Ronda, Porsha, Marshawn, like those three are probably going to stick together.
I feel like the only ones on her side, like on Ariel's side right now, are like Tinashe.
And maybe Lance, because Lance really has Tinashe, so maybe they can like pull him in as like a third.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah.
I feel like Tom can kind of go either way. He's probably just neutral.
I feel like Tom's just in a scenario where it's like, listen, you keep me safe, I'm fine. Like, I think that's really where he is right now, because I think he's still kind of in that mindset where like he knows he could go up. So he's just trying to do what he can to like keep himself safe. So I could see him siding with Ariel here, but I could also, for the exact same reason, see him going against Ariel. So I don't really know what's going to happen with that. Natasha also, I don't know where she's going to be like in this. I guess we'll see what happens there. But
I feel like she's like another one who could just kind of go into either side.
But we're officially at single digits, so
I know.
We'll have to see. There
was only 12 people, so it's not very many.
It's still exciting, though. I'm very excited to see what happens in the rest of the show, because I feel like it's going to get a lot more cutthroat, and I think it's going to get a lot more exciting from here on out. So,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all goes down. But that is really it for our review of this week's episode of Stars on Mars. Allie, we have some things to plug, I think, before we wrap this up here.
All right. You start.
Yeah, so we will, like I said, it's coming out next week. We will be doing a full review of the new Hulu series Secret Chef. I have no idea if it's going to be good. I didn't think this was going to be good, so maybe that'll be actually better than I think. It looks pretty wild, I'm not going to lie. So I'm excited.
And then we have Claim to Fame coming back, I think, next week.
Yes. Oh, yeah. How did I forget that? Yes, Claim to Fame.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Claim to Fame literally is back next Monday. We're going to have 2 Monday shows to talk about. Stars on Mars and Claim to Fame. So that's exciting.
Perfect.
But yeah, Claim to Fame does come back next week, and we will definitely be doing our review for that one.
And then obviously stay tuned for eventually the Circle, the Traders, the Mole.
Yeah, we'll eventually catch up on that stuff. And of course, it's getting closer. Before BB25 does come out, we are going to do an overview of BB24. I know we didn't get to do a proper review for it, but we are going to do a review of sorts for that. We're going to go through, I think, everybody that got out, mainly just kind of talking about Taylor Hale, though, and how amazing she is and how amazing Joseph is. Because those two are icons and they deserve all the love. But you already knew that. But yeah, look forward to all of that, because that should be a really fun time. But other than that, guys, that's it for this video. If you're watching Stars on Mars, I feel like this is a show that like just not enough people are watching, and it's understandable.
Yeah,
I
definitely think people should watch this show more, because it's actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it's a hard sell. Like, if you were to come to me and pitch me this show, I'd be like, that sounds stupid. I don't want to watch that.
Which it is, but it's actually like really entertaining.
Yeah, it actually is getting really good. I think especially after this episode, like this is the one to really like sell them on, because I think this was easily like the best one so far.
Of course.
But yeah, other than that, that's it for our review of this week's episode of Stars on Mars. Like I said, if you're watching, comment down below. Let us know what you guys think of it so far. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember, couples who podcast together, stay together. We will see you guys later.
Have a good night, guys.